Cristine de Pizan was a medieval writer and historiographer who advocated for women's equality. Her works considered to be some of the earliest feminist writings, which includes poetry, novels, biography, and autobiography, as well as literary, political, and religious commentary. Cristine de Pizan was born in Venice, Italy in 1364. At age 5, Cristine joined her father in France. Her father was the court astrologer for France's King Charles V. Cristine became knowledgeable about subjects such as Greek and Latin. She also had access to an extensive library, which allowed her to search into works of great literature. Around the age of 15, de Pizan married Étienne de Castel, a member of the French court, who was very supportive of her interest in writing. The couple had 3 children together before his tragic death in 1389. Cristine had a daughter named Marie, who became a nun in 1397, a son named Jean, and another child who died in childhood. Widowed after 10 years of marriage, she decided that instead of remarrying, she took up writing in order to support herself, her children, and her mother. De Pizan became the first woman in France and possibly Europe to earn a living simply by writing. Her own writing, in its various forms, discusses many feminist topics, including women's rights, accomplishments, and visions of a more equal world. One of her most famous books is called Book of the City of Ladies, was written by Cristine de Pizan and published in 1405. Written in praise of women and as a defense of capabilities and virtues. The work is significant to the feminist argument against the misogynist male writing. Cristine wrote the book to show the folks of the 1400s that women weren't nearly as bad as men said they were when Cristine finished City of Ladies in 1405. She was annoyed at a writer named Matthias, who had written that women were among the worst things God ever created. One day, Cristine de Pizan sits down in her library and decides that she wants to do some reading. She picks up a book by a guy named Matthias and is saddened to find that the entire book was just one long rant against how horrible women are. Cristine then puts the book away, but that doesn't help. It bothers Cristine that the entire thing was packed with lies and stereotypes about women. She couldn't stop thinking about the book, and she wondered why so many men over the centuries would criticize women so much. At first she gives Matthias the benefit of the doubt, thinking that there's no way so many wise men could be wrong about women, until every book she takes down from her library shelves has some sort of criticism about women. Cristine then falls into despair at the harsh portrayal of women as immoral and begins to mourn being a woman. As she sits and cries about how horrible it is to be a woman, Cristine sees a ray of light falling on her lap. She looks up and sees 3 magical ladies appear in front of her. The first woman tells Cristine that it's her destiny to construct a city in which all the world's best ladies can live together without having to listen to men's lies about how terrible they all are. The First Lady told Cristine that the new city would be called the City of Ladies. The magical lady identified herself as Lady Reason. She embodies all the great powers of human logic and reason, which exist just as much in women as they do in men. After Lady Reason has finished her opening speech, the second of the three ladies steps forward and introduces herself as Lady Rectitude. She basically stands for good behavior. Lady Rectitude reminds us that there's a big gap between knowing the right thing to do and doing it. She carries a ruler that is supposed to represent the straight line separating right from wrong. She tells Cristine that she can use the ruler to help measure and cut the stone and wood she needs to build her city of ladies. That way, the path of goodness would be built directly into the city's structure. After Lady Rectitude is done speaking, the third and final lady steps up to Cristine and introduces herself as Lady Justice. The concept of justice boils down to making sure that each person gets exactly what he or she deserves out of life. Lady Justice carries a golden container in her right hand that is supposed to have exactly what each person in the world deserves. In a fair world, everyone will always get what they deserve. Lady Justice promises to help Cristine construct the roofs and towers of the City of Ladies and populate the city with worthy women and a mighty queen to rule over that city. Feeling rejuvenated, Cristine gets to work. Along the way, she chats with all three ladies and learns some valuable lessons from history and just how great women can be. By the end of the book, Cristine de Pizan has finished constructing the City of Ladies and has populated it with the greatest women from history and literature. She felt confident that she had shown once and for all that women are just as good as men.